talking about in our last class? I know it's, we had International Day, and seems like it's been forever, but remember, we've been talking about content words and function words for the last few classes, right? So we have our content words, and we have our function words. Okay, so content words. What is a content word? Why do we call it a content word? It's kind of a hard question, isn't it?
Content words, words in speech,
Yeah. Adjectives, those are all excellent examples of noun, these types of content words, nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, yes. And
you stress it more when you speak.
That's right. We stress these more when we're speaking. Why do we stress them more? Because they're important. Yes, they're important words. Words that really help the listener understand what you're trying to say. That's right. Okay, so we have these content words, and then we have the other words. The other words that are not content words are considered function words. Okay, so what are some examples of function words?
Conjunctions.
Conjunctions, that's right. Prepositions, articles, right? Pronouns, things like that. So if we're stressing the content words, what are we doing with the function words?
You say without stress.
Yes, we're not stressing them. And also because we tend to say our content words more slowly, we kind of stretch them out, we say them more clearly. That means that we're doing the opposite with the function words. So we're saying them more quickly. A lot of times we're saying them at a lower pitch. We'll say these words at a higher pitch, and we'll say the function words at a lower pitch. Okay. And we stretch these out, say these more slowly. We say these more loudly. These are more quiet, okay? And what happens is these function words get shortened or reduced. And we looked at some examples of that in our last lesson. So we were talking about words like and. All right, so if I say and by itself, you hear it in its full form, and it's very easy to hear the vowel. But if I'm saying something like macaroni and cheese, you don't really hear macaroni and cheese. You hear macaroni and there's just kind of this sound sometimes. Many times the D gets dropped, as we noticed last time. Sometimes you get a little bit of a vowel, and maybe the schwa sound that I think we talked about. But you just don't hear a full, clear and. So we say that gets shortened or reduced. Another one we looked at, we talked about of. Yeah, when I say it in its full form, of, but if we're saying things like pound of coffee, many times we'll drop the V even. You might hear pound of coffee. Yeah, pound of coffee. Or very quick, pound of coffee. Okay. Depends on how relaxed we are, but we do tend to shorten those words.
What page do you have?
Actually, we haven't really started, but this was, if you look at page 92 and 93, that's what we were working on last time.
We stopped in 95.
And then 95, we also did the H words.
H.
Yeah, let's talk about those for a moment. So, because those are the last things we did last time. So we had the example of, will he tell the truth? Will he tell the truth? And what happens here is that H, when we're speaking quickly, we often drop it. So we say will he, Willie tell the truth, which in the book, they even wrote it like this, Willie tell the truth. So when you hear that, Willie, what's happening is that we have will, he, but of course the H disappears, and you hear Willie. Willie tell the truth? Okay, because you're just getting the vowel sound in this case. Or as we were going through the exercise about the real estate agent, we had words like his aunt loves her house. Okay, so we have a sentence like this. His aunt loves her house. Okay, now do we drop the H here? Kind of a trick question. Do we drop this H?
No, because it's the
No.
beginning.
It's at the beginning of the sentence, that's right. So usually because when you have a period or a comma, you know, there's a little pause. So at that point, because of the pause, you have enough time to, you know, kind of make that sound, his aunt. What about this one?
This,
Did you
yes,
drop the H?
yes.
Yeah, you usually would, because as you're speaking quickly, we know this is a function word. So you'll probably hear something like loves her, not loves her, loves her. It takes me a little more time to say loves her, right? So if I'm speaking quickly, it's easier for me to just drop the H sound and just say loves her, loves her house. Okay, what about this H? Do we drop that H?
No.
No, because this is a content word, right? So our content words, we're going to say those clearly, so you can hear the H, all right? But yeah, for this pronoun, yeah, we're going to drop the H. Same thing, sold homes to his cousin, you might hear he sold homes to his, instead of to his cousin, to his cousin. Okay, so do you have any questions so far about what we've talked about in regard to function words? Okay, I guess we are ready to move on then. So let's take a look on our next page. And we're going to talk about two very common words. And sometimes they can be hard to hear the difference. Okay, so find a good one. Okay. Do you guys ever have a hard time hearing the difference between these two words? It can be kind of difficult. You know, when we look at them, it looks like they should sound pretty much the same. We just have this T sound on the end of this. And that's true. In the full form, you know, can, can't, really the only difference is the T sound. And we know that the T sound, you know, sometimes those ending sounds can be very difficult to hear when people are speaking quickly. But what we find is that when we're speaking, these words will actually sound different. There's some things that you can listen for to help you hear the difference. So let's think about that for a minute. All right. Now, if I say this, I can go, okay, what am I going to stress in this sentence? Yes, go. So we'll stress this word, okay, but do we stress I? No, it's a function word. How about can?
No, it's something.
No, it's auxiliary verb, so we're not going to stress it, right? So this is the only word that's stressed. So you have two weak beats and then a strong beat. So you'll hear something like dun dun dun, dun dun dun. I can go, I can go. Now what happens here is this gets reduced, right? So what you'll hear is something that may sound like this, can, like that. Sometimes even almost no vowel at all. stress this, right? What about this? Are we going to stress this?
Yes.
Yes, why are we going to stress it though? Yes, because of not? Yes, exactly. It's a contraction that includes a negative.
Yeah.
So remember, we do stress our negatives, so we want to stress this word. So, and of course we still stress that. So this time, we changed the stress pattern. Before we had dun, 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 dun. Now we have I can't go. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, bum, bum. Like that, okay? All right, so you hear a different stress pattern. And also, this is no longer reduced because we're going to stress it. So instead of kun or kun, you hear something like this. Can't. Can't. I can't go. I can't go. So here we had a very short vowel, the schwa, which is, we know that is the most common vowel in reduced words because it's very easy and quick to say that vowel. I can go, but this one, I can't go. We have a very clear ah sound there. So you hear that difference in the vowel sound, right? And you can hear the difference in the stress pattern. All right, so in our book, they gave us a couple more examples here. For example, you can trust him. Actually, probably more like you can trust him, since we talked about him being dropping the H, right? So you can trust him. You can trust him. All right, so in this sentence, we are just stressing trust, right? But in the next sentence, sound a little bit different. You can't trust him. You can't trust him. Okay, so this time you can hear the nice clear vowel on can't, okay? And there's a difference in the stress pattern. There's two strong B's in this sentence. Can't trust. So that's really what you hear. So again, the first one, you can trust him. The second one, you can't trust him. All right? So can, or kun, is unstressed, and the vowel will sound like or it will be omitted, left out. That's our rule. Can't is stressed, and the vowel is clear, like ah. Okay? All right, so we're going to practice listening for this difference. Okay? So in our next exercise, this is an exercise. So we have 8 sentences here. Okay? And I'll read those to you. I want you to listen carefully as I say each sentence. If I say can, I'm saying it in its full form right now, but C-A-N, then I want you to give me a thumbs up, all right? If I say can't, like no, you can't, thumbs down, okay? That way I can see if you're hearing me, all right? Okay, so let's try the examples first. So if I say, I can take you, I can take you. Yes, you guys are going to give me a thumbs up on that. All right, how about if I say, I can't pick you up before noon? You'll give me a thumbs down because we mean no, we can't, right? Or I can't. All right, so let's give this a try. Does everybody understand what I'm asking you to do? Okay. All right, so let's try number 1. So I'll say each one a couple of times, so if you don't hear it the first time, maybe you'll catch it the second time. Here we go, number 1. You can have pets in your apartment. You can have pets in your apartment. All right, what do you guys think? You can have pets in your apartment. Okay, I'm getting a thumbs up for most of you. Okay, some of you aren't showing me anything, so thumbs up or thumbs down, okay? All right, good. All right, so you were right. It was, yes, you can. And as I say that, maybe I should point out, when we have an answer like that, if I say, yes, you can, when we have can at the end of a sentence, a lot of times the speaker will say it nice and clear. So that's kind of an exception. But when we have it in the middle of a sentence, like these examples, that's when you get the reduced form. Okay. Moving on to number 2. You can't extend your visa. You can't extend your visa. Very good. Thumbs down. got your thumbs up, that's right. That means yes, yes. Yes, I can come to your party. All right, number 4. I can't help you now. I can't help you now. I can't help you now. You're right. It means no, I can't. No, I can't help you now. Okay. Number 5. You can't smoke in here. You can't smoke in here. You can't smoke in here. All right. What do you guys think? Yeah. So thumbs down is right. Because what I'm saying is no, you cannot smoke in here. All right. Number 6. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Hear you. All right, so yes, you're right. Thumbs up on that one. All right, number 7. You can't return items at this store. You can't return items at this store. You can't return items at this store. Right, so thumbs down, you're right. So no, you cannot return items at this store. All right, number 8. I can see that you have lost weight. I can see that you have lost weight. Yeah, right. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that you have lost weight. Okay, very good. So did you have any difficulty hearing the difference? Were there any of these that you found more difficult than others? Okay. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect even number. So that's good because we're about to do a partners exercise. So let's see, why don't we have, you guys are going to work together, you guys can work together, you guys can work together, and you guys can work together, all right? Okay, so what you're going to do for the pairs exercise is you're going to work with your partner, and one of you will be student A, okay? Now, student A, you simply say a sentence, and you can choose either can or can't in each sentence, all right? But student B, you're going to listen carefully and you're going to give an appropriate response. So, for example, and this is the example they gave us actually at the bottom of the page here, but you can have pets in your apartment. If you say that, you can have pets in your apartment, and you say that to your partner can say, oh, that's good news, I can keep my rabbit. All right, now if you said you can't have pets in your apartment, then your partner would say something like, oh no, I have to get rid of my dog, or something like that. Okay, you're gonna have to come up with a sentence that makes sense. All right, so I want you guys to be student A. One of you can be student A the first time. Student B, you do the answers, then you guys are going to switch. But make sure you're listening really carefully to your partner to hear whether they're saying can and can't. Also, if you're student A, make sure you're pronouncing C-A-N like can, C-A-N apostrophe T like can, so your partner can hear and give you the correct response. And then you guys can switch after you've gotten through it one time. All right, any questions before you begin? Okay, I'll let you guys get started.
Okay, the lady first.
You can speak.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Oh, wait. Sorry. We're doing these sentences here. Okay, so you're going to student A, you read this. Yes, yeah, we'll wait, we are going to do that later, but yes, you're going to do this sentence. And if you're going to be student A, Junie, then you read this, and you can choose can or can't, either one. And then Miguel's going to listen, and he's going to give you an answer that makes sense. Okay.
We can have pets
Oh my god, I need the lesson for help
Can?
for somebody.
No, I can't.
I will leave the room and smoke outside.
Can.
And what you can also add to that is not just the sentence, but an actual sentence. Try to think of a sentence that you would answer. I know that makes it hard, but.
No, I can't have pets. You can.
You can join.
I will have.
doing the difference between can and can't,
You
because
can
CAN
have
often
pets
sounds
in
like
your
can,
home.
and CAN sounds like can't.
But say you have, you can have pets in your
You
apartment.
can.
The other person that
You can
says
extend
that's
your
good news.
Yeah. So, because if someone says, yes, you can have pets in your
I
apartment,
can come to your
then
apartment.
the response would be, oh, I'm happy about that, because I already have a pet, so.
I can help you.
Yes, because some apartments would say no, it's like, oh, I have to get rid of my pet.
Okay.
So anyway, so we're kind of listening for that difference, because most of the time can will sound like can when people are speaking quickly, and can't will be clear. So it's like,
I can't hear you.
I had this example, I can
You're
go,
right.
so I can't go. I can go, I can't go.
You can return eatings at the store.
I tried to.
So anyway, who's speaker A right now?
For example,
Doing-
this one, you can extend your visa. That's a good news.
That's good news, right? So you'd say, oh, I'm
I
glad,
can see
yeah,
that
or
you
something
have
like, oh,
lost
that's
weight.
good, I was afraid I was going to have to return home before I wanted to, or something.
Yeah, number two. I can
Oh, you
come
had
to
to
your car.
follow this scheme?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
For example,
teacher, yeah.
the exercise is
You circle, yeah, I see. If it is negative, that's thumbs
Yeah.
down and then also
this is
thumbs up.
what the exercise is. For example, you can extend your visa and you say, that's a good news.
Yeah. Your visa.
Say,
I can.
Eight days.
say that
You can extend
They are
your visa.
outsiders.
No, it's not good.
is a bad news.
Any questions, or just doing okay? You guys just went right through it.
The good news.
Yeah.
You have to do answer the answer.
Alright, let's take one more minute to finish
About
For
up.
this,
example,
about
say
this question.
try with this one. Try with it.
Let me hear you guys do.
Okay.
Do
You
it.
guys have any questions?
I can
Any
come-
difficulty hearing
I
each
can
other?
come to your house.
That's good.
It's great. I'm going with my friend because she said I can come to your house. Yeah, but probably in the other next she said I can come to your house.
Alright, so did you guys have any questions or any difficulties with any of the sentences? Okay, alright, well, alright, so next what we'll do is we're going to
I
move
can
on
help
to
you now.
page 97. Okay. Yeah, so this time, this is kind of like a find someone game, but
Oh, can't
it's a
help you
little
now.
different, but kind of, there's some similarities.
Crying.
Okay, so.
That's not good news, right?
On page 97, we're gonna go ahead and move on to that next exercise, okay?
Medicine?
Yes, page 97. And what you're going to do is get up and talk to everybody in the room. You're gonna ask them a question. So you're going to ask each person one of these questions, okay? So, let's say I say, Paolo, can you speak 3 languages? And he can either say, yes, I do, or yes, I can, or no, I can't, right? Let's do it with the can. So then I'm going to circle and put his name down, okay? So I've got an answer in a complete sentence here, okay? And then I'm going to go talk to someone else, and I'm going to get a different name for each of these answers. And then it will be can or can't, or can and can't, for each sentence, all right? And then after we're done, then I can ask you guys to tell me what you found out about each other, all right?
What
Okay.
is CPR?
Yeah, that is a good question, because that's,
CPR.
a lot of times students are like,
People
what?
give you bread.
CPR. Let me see,
Ah,
let me see if I can spell this.
it's like first help.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a first
Yeah.
aid kind of thing. Oh, God, now where I'm going to get in trouble. Resuscitation. I may have to check the spelling on that. So cardiopulmonary resuscitation. When you see cardio, it means heart. Pulmonary means lungs. Resuscitate means to
Bring back to life.
bring back to life. Exactly, Paula. So what it means is, if someone's heart and lungs stop working, it's a method to make them start again. Exactly right. So it's that this thing that you do. You've seen it a million times on TV.
Yeah.
Some of you may know how to do it as well. Have any of you been trained in CPR? Okay, very good. If we have a problem, we know who to ask.
Yes.
All right. That's awesome. That's great.
I used to work in the university and the hospital administration.
Okay,
So we all
everybody
people
had to learn
do-
how to do
Yes,
that.
because somebody can.
That's
have
right. It's a
any
good
moment.
thing to know how to do. Yeah, so we should all get trained after after this class. Okay, so again, because we don't want to say cardiopulmonary resuscitation, we say CPR. It's a lot easier. Okay. All right, so go ahead. You can get up, go talk to everybody. Try to get one answer for each of your classmates. Pretend we're at a party, okay? I know it's, everybody's gonna like, I'm not quite awake yet. I just want to go to sleep. All right, so yeah, get up and talk to everybody.
No. Nope. Go.
Uh,
Write poetry, no. Play an instrument, no. Sometimes.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you can say yes or no. It doesn't matter, but you can just
Yeah.
circle can't. If she says no to something, just say can't.
Oh.
It's okay. You don't have to say yes. You can say.
You have to address all those questions.
You're just going to ask one question to each person, okay? So you want a different answer for each person. If they say yes, you circle can.
You
If
can
they say
speak
no,
three
you
languages.
circle
No, I
can't.
can't.
Just
I'm
Yeah,
right
what's
here.
your name? So you write the person's name here. So if you're talking to Ellen, you'll write Ellen. You
Who
can
write
say,
poetry?
Ellen, can you speak 3 languages?
You.
If she says yes, you
write
circle
poetry?
can. If she
Right.
says no.
Can you write
circle
Can you
does.
write for
Yes. Yes, I can.
I wanna hear that someday.
Oh,
I speak three languages. If I already speak English,
Can you speak three languages?
if I
Okay,
can
so
say
you can definitely speak English.
You know what?
Just-
Show it,
just
show
so-
it. Speak 3 languages. Show
Which,
it.
so,
Yeah.
me too.
I
Yeah.
speak.
You speak Swahili?
You speak Portuguese?
You do?
Yeah.
And it's okay if they say no to
Your
the
mother
question, that's
speaks
okay, you just
Yeah.
circle
No.
can't.
No, he's not saying.
That's all right.
But you speak Swahili?
I speak Swahili.
Yeah, right. Fluent Swahili?
Not,
Spanish? Spanish?
not Spanish.
No, no,
Not
it's African.
Okay.
So, no, I think.
Can you play soccer?
Yeah. Yeah.
How's right your name?
Christian.
Christian? Normal?
No, I can't.
Shall we speak 3 languages? You guys see the Alaska.
Miguel.
Yeah.
Can you fix cars? Fix cars?
Yeah, the basically mechanical. Yeah, no.
Airplane, no?
The oil.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like a German. Yeah. No.
You can't?
No.
So I can write. You know, last Thursday I see you smoking. Recording you.
Can you sing?
Yeah, for my kids.
Alright, your name.
Can you
It's inside
Yes.
T-E-N-S-A-E.
You can write.
E.
E for me.
I know E is for you. I know E. I told him. I is they use it like E.
Because in
In your line,
Portuguese,
uh-huh.
E is E
traditional day. Everybody go
Can
to
you
He
give
knows.
super-
No.
You don't see him. I see him.
She's jealous. She's
I
jealous.
know. I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
You can see
Can you
your name.
please
Can you play some?
You do?
Yes.
Yes.
I am Brazilian.
I played
Oh,
with
you
my
do?
kids.
P.
Pretty good.
I do the homework.
No, P.
Pretty good gesture.
Beach
Yeah,
side.
it was skiing. It was skiing.
Yes. No.
can you sing?
Oh,
Yes.
Do it. The sailboat?
Yeah.
just my motorcycle.
Motorcycle. Can you write a book?
Yes.
With my
American?
kids.
Can you play an instrument?
I go to
You can play an instrument? No. No?
Can you say robot?
Yes. Right here?
Yeah.
No.
Your name.
ski is like a skate. No,
It's
No,
kind
ski.
of like, but long.
ski, yeah.
Yeah, on the snow, yeah.
I'm
Aspen.
confused on skate and ski.
Oh, right. Yeah, skates, you have the little shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
The
my
skis.
son do that.
Oh, does
skate.
he? Oh.
But you can
Ski is
do it in
different.
the water.
Yes, that's right. There's water skiing.
In the
Oh, water
Behind the
Water skiing
boat.
and yeah, and snow skiing. Yeah. I said ice.
How about that board thing? The board ski?
board.
Water board. You know they.
No, it's a snowboard. It's snowboard.
Skateboard on the water.
Knee board.
Yeah,
Kneeboard.
they call it kneeboarding.
Yeah, they
On
just
the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
On
you
the
think it's
ocean.
surf?
Surf.
Surf.
I'm talking about
Surf.
surf.
And
But there
have
is
have a snowboard.
It's so
with
much faster
so
than anything.
Uh-huh, that's
Flying
right.
plane.
one
Go surf.
snowboard.
You can't do that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, maybe.
If they too
I
slow.
would feel like if I
can do
tried that,
too.
I'd just break my leg right now. So. I know my knee would just.
You can be in the sand.
Oh. Oh, really?
Yes, in the beach. Some beach in Brazil, you did it in the sand. In the sand.
Oh, okay. That's pretty
Can you give us a
cool.
go?
Yes.
So you wouldn't want to fall on the sand. Okay, do we almost have all our answers?
Yeah.
Almost done?
It's correct.
Okay. Okay, do you have, how many answers do you have? Did you complete all your sentences?
No.
No? Okay. Well, if you have one left over, you can put your own name down. Okay. All right. Or if you need to ask me one, does somebody need to ask me a question so you can finish?
play instrument?
Can you speak?
I can sort of play the piano,
Alright.
Piano?
but it's been a really long time, so I may be lying when I say that I can. Okay.
Can you write a book for me?
Write poetry. Is that? No. No, I can't. I'm sorry. All right. Anybody else have a question you need to ask? I can answer for it.
Oh my God.
So you can write your own name if you need to complete, or you can ask me a question. Okay, because now I'm going to ask you guys. All right, let's start with Miguel. Would you read your number one answer?
Okay. They say she can speak good English.
Can't speak.
Yeah.
Okay, so no.
She can.
No. Okay. Yeah, she can't speak 3 languages. Okay. All right. All right. Since why don't you do number 2 then?
Okay. Christian can't write poetry.
He can't write
He can't.
poetry. Okay. That's okay. Me neither. So, all right, Junie, would you read number 3?
Lynn can't play on instrument.
So can't play.
Can't.
Can't. Yeah. All right. So Ellen can't. Ellen can't play an instrument. All right. All right. right, let's try number 4. So Paolo, would you do that one?
Christian can play soccer.
Christian can play soccer, so yes, he can. Okay, very good. All right. Excellent. All right, how about number 5? Priscilla, could you read that one?
Paolo can give CPR.
Paolo can give CPR, right? Yes, he can. He can give CPR. All right. Okay, let's see. Chris, could you read number 6?
Yeah, number 6. Christian can fix cars.
Okay, so very good. So you can fix cars?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. You can fix cars. All right, that's very impressive. All right, let's see. Let's move on to show it for number 7. Christian, can you ski? Yeah. So you can ski. You can ski. All right, that's really amazing. Okay, you're very talented. Okay.
We don't ski in Africa.
Maybe it's water skiing. Okay, so maybe we need to change that. Christian can't
We play
ski.
soccer real good.
Christian can't ski. Okay. The truth is coming out now. Okay, Christian can't ski. All right, Chelsea, can you read number 8, please? Everybody's talking about Christian. My goodness. Okay. So
He's famous now.
he's the star of the class today. Okay, so you said Christian can sing. Christian can sing, so you can. Okay.
I
very
see
good.
him last Thursday. He was singing Korean.
Ah, very
With the
good.
mic on the.
Oh, for international?
International.
Really? I missed it.
I was
Oh my
passing and I
gosh.
say, oh my god, that's Christian singing.
Wow.
Serious, he was singing.
Okay, he
Oh,
can't
Priscilla.
ski, but he can fix cars. He
Priscilla?
can sing.
No? No?
That's pretty good. Okay, Ellen, can you read number 9?
Jim can't say robot.
Okay. So you said Junie can't sail a boat, so you can't sail, right?
Can't.
All right, and I guess I'll do the last one myself. So, what do you guys think? Do you think I can fly a plane?
No.
Yeah, right. So I would say
With
I
remote
can
Yeah.
fly. No, maybe a video game. Flight simulator on the Xbox or something. Yeah. So
drone? You know a
Juliet can't fly a plane.
You do,
What's that?
For number 9, sailboat. You say you drive sailboat or what?
No, we just say we would say sail. The verb we would use is sail.
Sail
Sail.
means
Sail.
what that means.
Sail is like if you go
Like
out in a
sail.
boat and you're using the wind to push you, you
It's like
sail
a drive.
the boat.
Drive.
That's
It's
how
kind
you
of like drive, but drive kind
It's
of
a boat.
implies a motor.
Yes,
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, so
The
if it's a
boats, you say you
motor
can drive
boat,
it,
you
right?
drive it. But because it's sailing is actually it's not as easy as just driving. You know,
Yeah.
sailing's kind of complicated with how you put the sails up. I can't sail, so I don't even know what I'm talking about really. But you know what I mean. It's a little different than just driving the boat. Because driving a boat is kind of like driving a car
It's
with a
easy,
motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sailing, there's a lot of other things going on. So we just say sail. We sail a boat when we're using wind power.
You have to train for it.
I would think so. Does anyone here sail? Does anybody sail here?
Yeah.
You do? You do, Miguel? So would you say that you really need to train, or can you like just learn from
The one that's
a friend or a
Well,
family
with
member?
a friend.
Yeah. So you probably you
Yeah.
need someone to help you learn it, right? I would think so.
Okay.
It looks difficult to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But you need to
Alright.
see the wind, you know.
So that's the end of our exercises for can and can't. So do you have any questions right now? Is there anything that still bothering you about can and can't, or about reduced words? Anything that you might have a question about? Okay. And I think I was trying to warn you. If you look on page 92, told you guys this, but I just want to remind you. On page 92, you see the exercise at the bottom of the page? When we get to our final exam, we will have an exercise very similar to this. There will be sentences that are missing a reduced word. So you'll hear that sentence. You'll have to listen really carefully because, you know, reduced words are hard to hear. So you'll have to listen carefully for the reduced word and fill it in. But remember, when you write the word, we always use the full form. So if you hear something like
exercise 1?
Yeah, this was exercise 1. So for example, number 1, I need a room for 2 nights. Okay, so what you're hearing there is I need a room for 2 nights. So that is the reduced form of the word for, F-O-R. So you would write F-O-R. You would not write F-E-R or something like that, okay? You want to write down the full form of the word, the correct written form. So let me see. Or for example, if we have one like number 9, he's going to India and Thailand. Okay, so what I'm saying there is India and Thailand. India and Thailand. So you wouldn't want to write just down in, write down in for that. You would want to write down A-N-D, the full form, even though what you're hearing is just the reduced form, which sounds kind of like India and Thailand. All right, so that's just a warning. You will see this again. Don't forget about it. So you might want to keep practicing that, keep that in your mind. Because it'll help you on the test, but also it'll be really helpful, I think, when you're just talking to native speakers or listening to native speakers, you know, on the radio or the television. You'll hear these reduced forms a lot. So it's good that we go over this so it's a little bit easier to understand what people are saying. Okay, so I think we are ready to move on. And we're going to be working in, excuse me, I'm starting to cough. We're going to be working in contemporary topics today. And we're going to begin Unit 5. We're going to skip over Unit 4 for right now because I'm going to give you a speech assignment based upon this unit. So I wanted to go ahead and get it started. Okay, so this is page 42. Yeah, page 42, Unit 5. And turn on the projector. Okay, so in this unit, we're going to be talking about modern art. So modern, what do we mean when we say modern? And not traditional, that's a good way to say it, yeah. So a lot of times what we're talking about is 20th century onward, 21st century.
Contemporary.
Yeah, we sometimes say contemporary too, kind of in the synonym, yeah. So modern art is a type of art that's been created in the recent past. Not a long, long time ago, but, you know, 20th century, 21st century. There's a lot of different kinds of modern art. And we're going to look at an example here, and this is a painting by Sharaga. It's an example of modern art. Now, unfortunately, in our book has only black and white pictures, so it's a little hard to see this. So this is what the painting looks like in color. I thought you might prefer to see it in color before we start talking about it. So I want you to look at this painting and think about how you would describe it, okay? And there's no right or wrong answers. This is really just your opinion. What do you think about it? So here are some adjectives that you could use. Maybe beautiful or boring, colorful, confusing, expensive, happy, interesting, ugly, weird, okay? Or there's some places for you to write your own adjectives. Okay, so just think a moment and check some of these adjectives or write your own adjectives for this painting, okay? in our book or on a screen. Okay, so think about that a little bit. What do you think about this painting?
Interesting.
Which one is it? Passionate? That's an adjective, yes. Okay. Okay, so now you've had a chance to think about that a little bit. Why don't we form two groups? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys can group up, and we can have one group here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys can form a group, and just see what the people in your group think about the painting. Do you all like it? Do you all dislike it? Or maybe you have some different opinions about this. And if you offer an opinion, try to give a reason. If you don't like it, tell your group why you don't like it, okay? Or if you really like it, then you can tell them why you really think it's beautiful or interesting.
You can use
Yeah, feel free to move your desk so you can talk to each other a little bit more easily. Okay, so you guys are going to form one group. You guys can talk about the painting.
Expensive, happy.
expensive.
Expensive,
Yeah.
large.
Those kind of art are expensive. Very colorful, confusing, and ugly. To you?
But
And happy.
I personally,
Yellow is for happy.
I personally prefer art like painting.
Something you can see.
Yes.
You know,
Because
One boy.
as an
One boy,
art,
I
I'm
did that.
not artist, but I know some founders, they artists. This is very, very like fascinating work of them.
no,
The special people do this. No any normal artist can do this.
I think it's
They
more
see
creative.